Hey guys, I have a cool story for you today. You know how Mrs. Schmidt has a ton of Dr. Seuss books in the classroom? I like to read Dr. Seuss books to you. You like to read Dr. Seuss books to me. We just love Dr. Seuss books. And they really help us with our reading too. Well, today I thought I would share the story called The Sneetches. That's right, The Sneetches. One of my favorites. Now, I have this little chair that rolls back and forth. I promise I won't spin all the way around because that would just be rude. But I'm kind of having fun in this, so I'm hoping it's going to help me turn my pages today. Hopefully it's not going to be too distracting. I'll try to behave. Okay, here we go. Oh, let me roll over here. Let's start with this one. Now, the star-belly Sneetches had bellies with stars, and the plain-belly Sneetches had none upon theirs. Those stars weren't so big. Actually, they were really quite small. You might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. But look at their faces. Huh. It sure looks like it matters. Yeah? I don't know. We'll find out. But because they had stars, all the star-belly Sneetches would brag. We're the best Sneetch on the beach. And with their snorts in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. We'll have nothing to do with the plain-belly sort. And whenever they met some, when they were out walking, they just rocked right on past them without even talking. Well, that's rude. And when the star-belly children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? No, not at all. You only could play if your bellies had stars, and the plain-belly children had none up on theirs. Oh, look. Now that is sad. That is really sad to me. I do not like that at all. Oh, look at them right here. What are they doing here? Roasting hot dogs? Ooh, that looks delicious. Now, when the star-belly Sneetches had Frankfurter roasts, or picnics, or parties, or marshmallow roasts, they never invited the plain-belly Sneetches. They left them out cold in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near. And that's how they treated them year after year. That is horrible. Oh my gosh. Then, one day it seems, while the plain-belly Sneetches were moping and doping alone on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped in the strangest of cars. Look at him. It says, Sylvester McMonkey McBean. My friends, he announced in a voice clear and clean, my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and I've heard of your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy, but I can fix that. I'm the fix-it-up chappie. I've come here to help you. I have what you need, and my prices are low, and I work with great speed, and my work is 100% guaranteed. Then, quickly, Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine, and he said, you want stars like the star-bellied Sneetch, my friends? Oh, you can have them for $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard. So they clambered inside. Then the big machine roared. And it clonked, and it bonked, and it jerked, and it burked, and it bopped, and it bopped them about. But the thing really worked. And when the plain-belly Sneetches popped out, they had stars. They really did. Actually, They had stars upon theirs. Look at them. When they came out, they had stars. So it really works. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start. We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same now, you snooty old smarties. And now we can go to your Frankfurter parties. Good grief, groaned the ones that had stars at the first. We're still the best Sneetches, and they are the worst. But now how in the world will we know? They all frowned. If which kind is which and the other way around? Then up came McBean with a very sly wink, and he said, Things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who? Well, that's perfectly true, but come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best Sneetches on beaches, and all it will cost you is $10 eaches. First it was $3. Now it's $10. Oh, man, look at him. Billy's stars are no longer in style, said McBean. What you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars, so you won't look like Sneetches who have them on theirs. And that handy machine, working very precisely, removed all the stars from their tummies quite nicely. Look at that. They're coming out, going in with stars, coming out with no stars. Crazy. Then, with snoots in the air, they paraded about, and they opened their beaks, and they let out a shout. We know who is who. Now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are Sneetches without. Then, of course, those with stars all got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then, of course, old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you can probably guess, well, things really got into a horrible mess. All of the rest of that day and all of those wild screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneetches. Off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machines, they raced around and about again, changing their stars every minute or two. They kept paying money. They kept running through until neither the plane nor the star bellies knew whether this one or that one was this one, or which one was what one or what one was who. Look, they went through so many times they don't even know who's who had a star, who didn't have a star. Oh, and look at him. Look at all that money. Oh. And then when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up and he went. And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. They will never learn. No, you can't teach a Sneetch. Oh my gosh, she took all their money and just left them like that. But look what happens. I love this part of the story. But McBean was quite wrong. I'm quite happy to say that the Sneetches got really quite smart on that day. The day that they decided that Sneetches are Sneetches and no kind of Sneetch is the best on the beaches. That day all the Sneetches forgot about stars and whether they had one or not upon theirs. Look. It didn't even matter anymore. That is so awesome. That's the next story. I love this story. I love this story a lot because it helps us to remember that all of us are different. And we're all unique in our own way. And it doesn't matter what we look like. It doesn't matter what kind of clothes we wear, what color our hair or our eyes or our skin is. We just should love people, love everyone. And we can treat everyone the same way. We shouldn't ever treat anyone different, and treat anyone in a bad way just because they look different. So I think that the Sneetches taught us a very valuable lesson, that we need to treat everyone with respect and love. Doesn't matter how they look. Just love them because they're people. They were smart. I hope you enjoyed the book. I know I did.